You heard some of the criticism from the president in his briefing, and already on Twitter, and some groups are saying that she really failed in her presidential campaign because Democrats didn't think she was authentic, and that she couldn't find her lane, whether she was in the moderate lane, sort of like you, or the more progressive side of the party, and never really figured it out. How do you respond to that criticism?
Well, first of all, I know her, and I will vouch for her, and she is authentic. I know her family. I know her husband. She can be a lot of fun. She is someone who has a zest for life and also knows how to make tough decisions. So that's my first answer. The second thing is, I guess all of us fail if you don't win, and that's because Joe Biden won, and every single one of us endorsed him with joy because we think it is so important to get behind a candidate, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or independent, someone who is going to bring decency and dignity and competence and compassion to the White House. And that's why I don't view this as failures when those of us didn't win. I view it as a step forward, and picking her as a running mate is going to be a part of that.
The other criticism from the president there was her questioning of then Judge Kavanaugh in that confirmation hearing. You were on that panel as well. What about that criticism of her questioning and that time?
I thought, wow. I mean, she showed grace under pressure like she always does. Think of all the people she managed at this Justice Department in California. All those thousands and thousands of people. She's had to make hard decisions. And for the president to go before the country like he just did and not just say, I congratulate her, we welcome her to the race, that's what leaders do. Instead, what did he do? He called her angry. He called her nasty. He went back to those same criticisms, those words we've heard him use against women throughout this presidency. And I just think that's crap. I think that's not a nice way to treat someone when they enter the race. And as someone who knows her, I would never use those adjectives to describe her. I'd use the word tough. I think that's good. I'd use the word as someone who has grit and strength. I think we want that in a vice president. I use the word experience since she served on the Intelligence Committee of the U.S. Senate and is ready to take on foreign policy like you'd like in a vice president.
Yeah, I mean, I've asked the president about his choice of words and how he deals with things. He says he's a counterpuncher, and he's been under fire since the beginning of taking office. That's his response.
Sure.
Just let me ask you this.
Yeah, I would rather have a president that didn't describe themselves in that way. You know, that's how he views himself, as a counterpuncher. That's fine.
And the
I want to have a leader in the White House.
The voters